Folks, today marks the start of the brand new series called Pass the Save, where myself and fellow content creator Voltiac, who is new to the FM content scene, will take charge of a lowly club in Spain and take them and hopefully the entire nation to the top level. If you could though, show some love and support for this new series by hitting the like button down below and subscribing for future videos in this series. It means so much, and it would also help push out our video to a wider audience. Now, the question is, which team did we pick for this new venture? Hello and welcome to the first episode of Pass the Save. My name is Craig and today we take a look at our chosen club for this new venture, FC Andorra. Now, before we start, the way this save will work is I will take charge of the club for an agreed amount of time, for example 2 months, just as I've done at the start of this save for pre-season, before handing the save over to Voltiac, and he will take charge of the club for an agreed period of time, for example another 2 months. So if I just show you in schedule just exactly how this is going to work, I've already taken charge of the club for the whole pre-season period, and we are now at the start of the season. So that's what this episode is going to be focused on, the team and the club size and the division that we're in. Voltiac's next episode and part 3, I believe, as well, will all be on his channel. Hence why I'm going to have the link to his channel down in the description, so you can go over to his channel, follow him, and also keep an eye keep up to date with the save itself before it's passed back over to me for part 4. So in this episode, as mentioned, we're just going to go over who FC Andorra are. They are a third tier Spanish side. They're down in the second division B3. There's 5 leagues in the second division, which weirdly is tier 3. And if you win promotion, you then go up to the second division, which is La Liga 2. And then you've got the top division, which of course is La Liga, the likes of Valencia, Barcelona, Real Madrid, etc, etc. So we don't have to go up like a good 9-10 divisions before we start hitting the big time. But it could still be a struggle to get there. I mean, FC Andorra are a 2.5-star reputation team, but their facilities overall leave a lot to be desired, and it's also going to take a lot of convincing just to get players here as well. We have fairly basic court facilities, below average training facilities, basic youth facilities, average academy coaching, and limited youth recruitment. This is something I'm really going to want to focus on, mainly because if we're going to build up the whole nation of Andorra, not just the club but the entire nation, we're going to need some really good youth intake of Andorran players. This is not going to happen immediately, but this is something that I'm hoping will happen over time. So just having a look at the finances of the club, if we're going to follow on from that, we've got 70,000 in the bank. We had about 400,000 at the beginning, but wages and whatever other expenses. Wages is almost 200,000 of that. Wow, seriously, wow. Yeah, we're going to struggle to try and keep hold of any money at all. 31,000 is non-football costs. 8,000 for scouting. But they can only scout in this country. Or Andorra. Oh, that's kind of sad. That's a bit horrifying to say the least. Wage budget is 64,000. We're spending about 53,000 of it. So, Voltiac, when I pass this over to you, you're going to have a solid 11,000 in the bank to spend per week. Lovely stuff. As far as the league that we're in goes, again, Spanish second division B3, the third tier of Spanish football, and we do have B teams at this level. In our league, we've got Espanyol and Barcelona. Oh, that's, yeah, to say the least, Barcelona are the best team in this league by far. That's really no great surprise. It shouldn't even be that great of a shock. Of course, everyone else has played a game so far, but we haven't because there's 11 in our group, and we're the odd team out so far. Just before we get to the squad and any transfers that came in and out of the club, we had to do a major upgrade of the staff as well. We had a lot of slots open. For a club of this size, to be honest, I'm surprised there's a lot of coaching staff, recruitment and medical staff that are even allowed. We haven't even filled all the spots yet because still trying to get a lot of staff in as it is. But so far, what we've done, we've now got the best scouts in the division. And we've got some pretty decent coaches. I think overall we're, on average, probably about second or third best in the division for coaches in that. Fifth there, fifth for goalkeeping distribution. That's fine. As far as squad depth goes, just to give an idea, before we go into any major transfers that actually happened, we're looking very good. Most positions in this squad. I've gone with effectively 4-2-3-1, 4-4-2 and a 5-3-2 just for tactics' sake. Again, if I hand this over to Voltiac, he doesn't actually have to stick with his tactics. He just goes with what he believes is actually going to work. But as you can see, down the right-hand side of our squads, it's not looking promising. We've got one right back. We have one right back and only two right wingers. There's a good reason for that. We lost two of our best players. We lost Mikel Gafford, who is a 33-year-old centre-back. Now, you'd think losing a 33-year-old centre-back means we can upgrade with a much younger player. We'll come to that. We will come to that in a moment. But unfortunately, he forced himself out. And because I kept refusing him to leave, a lot of players came to me and were angry that I just wasn't letting him move on. And because I don't have the reputation, we'll come to that as well in a little bit, I had no choice but to let him go for a cut price £93,000. Especially he had a £1.2 million release clause. He just wasn't accepting it. He just wasn't accepting the fact he had to wait till someone paid that. So unfortunately, he's gone. And the right back who actually left, Miguel Lorero. Now he was going to be my starting right back, the 23-year-old Spanish right back who unfortunately left for Leganes, who are second division, La Liga 2. So it's understandable why he left. But again, he forced himself out. A lot of players are unhappy I wasn't letting him move on. So we had to sell him for a cut price £100,000. Not promising, not very promising. We did, however, get a few players in who, well, for some of them they are younger. For example, Cadets, 26-year-old Spanish left back / centre back. He's 3-star current ability, 3.5-star potential. He's been signed on a free from Atletico San Luis. And in Mexico, actually, he was. I thought he spent his whole career in Spain, but nope, he's got some international flavour about him at least. He's a leading player for this division, which says to me he can play a tier higher if we get promoted. But the problem is he dreads playing in big matches, so I'm hoping we can kind of work that out of him, especially against the likes of Espanyol and Barcelona B. It's going to be interesting to see how that goes. And Irigoyen. I'm going to be terrible with some of these Spanish names. And Irigoyen. I'm going to have to go with that. 1.5-star current ability player, though, for a right winger. 19-year-old Spanish player, so he can still improve. But my scout lied to me horrendously. He was like 2.5 stars on the scout report. And unfortunately, I was lied to. Signed on a free from Real San Sebastian. I can't remember who their real name is in real life. That's because they haven't got the license for that team. But physically he looks good, but we'll have to see if he can actually make the grade in the future. Next up, we have our only right back now at the club, Paco Torres. I'm so glad I brought this man in. He's only 2.5-star accountability player, but he's a 23-year-old Spanish right back. Signed on a free from, I can only assume that's Real Jaén. Real Jaén, I'm just going to go with that. But he is someone who, physically, he looks alright. I mean, it's probably about typical for this division, but the fact he's our only right back now means I'm going to have to wrap him in bubble wrap for the majority of this season. So, Voltiac, be careful of Torres, please. He's your only right back, unless you just go to like a 3 at the back system. Speaking of centre-backs, though, Hector Verdes. He's the replacement for Mikel Gafford. Unfortunately, he's much older, 36 years old. But he's 3.5-star current ability, which means he's one of your best players, Voltiac. I tried getting in a younger centre-back, but unfortunately there's none available. Not at least until January, anyway. But he's coming on a free from Castellon. He's a leading player for this division, so assuming he doesn't retire, he can play at a division higher. Brilliant. But he's pathetically slow, so... My advice, don't play a high line. Do not play a high line. Jean Monterd, a right winger who's on loan from Levante, who are first division? Yeah, first division. 3-star current ability, 4-star potential, 22-year-old Spanish right winger. He's played several games at this level actually. He played for Levante B at this level, so he knows his way around. He's not a terrible player. On loan for the season. He does count though towards the amount of over 23 players we have in this squad. And that's something I'd actually like to draw your attention to. If we go to the league, go to the rules. Where did I find this? Right, here we go. In squad registration, maximum of 16 over 23 players allowed. And a maximum squad of 22 players. So, just in case many people don't know what a squad of 22 actually looks like, it's pathetically small. It looks really, really small. I'm someone who's come from the Premier League and is used to 25-man squads. This is not normal. And the sad part is, as you can already see, we've got a bunch of injuries. Oh dear, oh dear. We've got 18 players to start the season, which is not ideal. I'm going to be honest. It's not ideal. But overall, the squad itself is fairly well rounded. It's just a case of actually managing some of these players. And that's going to be a struggle in and of itself, because if I show you the schedule, November we have how many games? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got 8 games just in November alone. Voltiac, you've got one heck of a job on here, man. I just hope we're still in a good shape after November is said and done. And finally, of course, we have the club vision and what the board expects from us this season. So just to go through it, for this season, the boards just want us to reach the promotion stage of the league. In fact, if I just show you, I didn't show you this properly. Rules. There we go. So we have this group stage, which is all the league games where we play the teams in our division literally twice between now and February. And then depending where we end in the league, we either go into a promotion stage, a playoff stage, and a relegation stage. So if we just take a look at the league itself, yeah, the top 3 from each division will go into a promotion stage. And then anyone from 4th to 7th is a promotion stage, or playoff stage if you will. And those in the bottom 4 of each division will be in a relegation stage, so they're just trying to avoid relegation effectively. The board basically want us to finish in the top 7. That is my understanding, and I hope that's correct. But I've never done this division before. In fact, I've never done anywhere outside of England before. So this is the first time I'm going abroad for a save. Whey! This is going to be very interesting how it's going to go. But the board want us to effectively finish top 7, reach the promotion stage. Oh, hang on. No. Promotion stage. So they want us to finish top 4. Is that top 4 they want us to finish? Oh no, they want us to reach the they want us to finish in the top 3. Oh wow, that's even harder. I mean, it's doable, but it's going to be even more difficult. Of course, the club culture, sign players under the age of 23 for the first team. Yet that's just so we can meet the league requirement. And they're devastated because I've not been able to do that. Yes, because there's hardly anyone left under the age of 23 that I can sign, or who want to come to us. It is an absolute shambles. Work within the wage budget, that's standard. Sell players for a profit. And minimum 2-year contracts for first team players. Yeah, we can get on board with that. So overall, aim for this season, finish in the top 3, get into that promotion stage, and see if we can try and get promoted out of this division as quickly as is humanly possible. Otherwise, this is just going to get tougher as the years go on. But that's the challenge. Over to you, Voltiac, and good luck to you. I think you're going to need it with this squad. Folks, I hope you've enjoyed this first episode of Pass the Save, and remember, the support that you show could really help us get this series off the ground. So remember, hit the like button down below and smash the big red subscribe button. Again, the channel link for Voltiac and part 2 and 3 of this series is down in the description. Go and give them follow along with this series. I'm sure it is going to be, in fact, I already know, it is going to be a very fun ride. Thank you all so much for watching, and look forward to seeing you all in the next video.